Hey everybody, welcome to the flight deck. Today we're going to carry on with our Kangaroo tour, flying the old historic route from London to Sydney, and this is leg 2. We're flying from Frankfurt down to Rome. Now we're dealing with the back end of that storm that's moved through Europe. As you can hear, the winds are blowing. It's pretty cloudy, the winds are strong, no rain, so we're lucky there. But it'll be a bit of a windy flight on the way down. So joining me as always is Nick. He is, unfortunately, the model matching is not working. He's down there in that company Neo between the two Lufthansas there. So I will assume he is flying a Qantas, but I can't tell. Well, we're going to head down. It's busy here at Frankfurt, so we are going to get up and running. So let's get out of here. We'll jump in the cockpit and get ready to go. Alright, as per usual, they've pulled it up, powered it up, and got the jetway attached. So we'll go through our pre-start checks. Parking brake is set. Chocks have been removed. Ground power is connected. Throttle levers are at idle. Engine masters are off. Ignition switch is normal. Batteries are now coming on. External power is connected. And we can get the gears up and going. There we go. So while I put the panel lights up, I am running the latest developer version of the A320NX mod. Downloaded it about an hour before the stream today. So it should be the most up-to-date one. I did a quick little test. The vertical speed, changing the vertical speed is working. So at least that's fixed. I'll try the open descent mode. It seemed to do okay when we couldn't use the vertical speed. So we'll see how that goes. Just turn up the brightness here. Very good. I'll get down here to the lower pedestal. Turn up the interior lights, a notch of floods on both just to allow for a little bit of illumination. And the overhead. Alright, so that is done. We can do the fuel quantity, looks correct. We'll check that in detail in a second. And we'll get the seatbelt signs on. And the no portable devices is on. IRS alignment in 7 minutes. And cabin crew, you are cleared to begin boarding when you are ready. Looks like the catering truck and the bags are already on the way out. And there's the peoples coming on board. Alright, so we're going to do the weather. First things first, though, let's get the pad up and running. We'll just get our sim brief name here, get that in there, and then we can import. There we go. So you can see on the weather here, we got some storms off to the west. I'm sure they're blowing this way, but we're gonna get out, fly down to Rome, down on the Italian peninsula. You can see the winds here right now are 18, gusting 28. So it's gonna be a bit of a windy takeoff. So we'll get down here and we will do the same thing here. Import our flight plan. There we go. Frankfurt to Rome. And QFA 5556 is our call sign. Qantas 5556. That's good. Let's head in. and get the current weather. There's no ATC online right now here at Frankfurt, so we're going to have to do some of this ourselves. So there'll be no ATIS. But it looks like runway 18 was in use, so we'll be using that one today. Now we can go to our weight and balance. Let's see what we got here. So, block fuel 6892. Alright. Taxi fuel, trip fuel. So we're going to reload the fuel. 6820. That's better. We'll head over to our weights. 59.4 is our zero fuel weight is fine. 177 passengers is correct. Payload 18408 is correct. So we will load that. Sorry about that, and I had a little coughing spell. So that's all entered in. We got our weights in. Our payload is now loaded, and we're good there. So we'll head back, check for our received messages. There's our weather. Hit print, and we'll grab it and take a look at the weather. So Frankfurt weather. As of about 50 minutes ago, winds are 220 at 18, gusting 29. Few cloud at 3600, scattered at 4800, 11 degrees, and 1009 on the QNH. So we'll put that in. Get it into the standby here. 1009. And we'll go up and 1009 set both sides. Alright, so we got our weather. De-icing is not required today. So let's start doing our flight planning. So as I mentioned, we're going to take off on runway 18. Ground page. Nick, what are you referring to?
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight.
So runway 18.
Larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items.
And we're using the Anki 9er Lima departure. It's basically straight out. And then in Rome,
bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat.
if you look at the winds here, 190 at 9. So we're expecting the ILS Zulu for runway 15.
If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out
and we're going to fly the...
But we ask that once you depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets.
Look at the chart.
Thank you and welcome aboard.
I think we're going to go with the Getod 2 Golf, just to give myself a little bit more room for preparation. And we're going to go via CMP, and that is now programmed in. So if we go look into plan mode, which is always a good idea just to check, you can see our departure. It's going to be pretty much straight out. We're not going to go to that user waypoint. So we're going to be straight out to RID, and then once we pass RID, we have a speed restriction of 220 knots until RID. But once we pass RID, we can accelerate and Keep going, and then if we look at the rest of the route, we head south a little bit eastward down the Italian peninsula, and then we come in. Basically, we come in here to Timber. I'm not sure what this loop is. Timber, and then we make the turn here, and it's basically straight in at that point into the runway. So I'm not predicting any major issues with the approach. We'll just have to keep an eye on the little loop there. So over to performance, transition altitude for Frankfurt on this departure. It's 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction altitudes are set. It's going to be a flaps 1, and our trim is going to be set at 0.1 down. There we go. And it's going to be a 67-degree flex, which gives us our V1s of 133, 134 on the rotate, and 138 on the V2. So that is all taken care of. We'll now tune the radios. We're going to need 122.8, which is Unicom. There we go. Transponder, we'll keep it on 7,000, that's fine. We'll set our TCAS for above and TARA, not that it models it.
LTU 2110, pushing back from Echo 5 onto November.
Oh, right. So we go into the flight path. I forget they keep adding stuff in here. We got the performance indicator for top of descent, and then we got the ground. Nice. Knew the doors and the baggage. Very cool.
We're ready to go when you are.
I don't think it has voices though, and I do like my voices here. Alright, so that's all done, and we're going to start the APU. And we're almost ready to go. So crew supply oxygen is on. Emergency exit lights are armed. If we go to the doors page, you can see that both the catering and baggage are done.
Frankfurt traffic with the 497 lining up and taking off runway 18.
So they are still using 18.
Frankfurt traffic will go to heavy runway 257 located.
So looks like we got aircraft coming in on both 25 and landing and 18 departing, which is all very nice. So while we wait for the APU, I'll quickly show you the departure chart. If charts courtesy of Navigraph. Here we go. This is the airport up here. You can see we're up in this area here. Runway 18 is basically due south, and this departure takes us out to the RID VOR, and then we head straight down to Annecy here, the waypoint, and then we're released en route. And our route today, we zoom out, leaving Frankfurt, heading south, just east of the French border. Then we fly north over the Swiss border, northern end of Switzerland, into very eastern, western Austria. It looks like we're gonna pass right over top of Liechtenstein, and then we head south again, down into Italy over the Alps. Hopefully we get some good views, and then down here to Rome itself. Air flight time today is estimated to be about an hour and a half, 2 hours roughly gate to gate. So it should be a pretty good flight. Just looking at the taxiways here. Alright. It's not a long taxi, but it's this is a big busy airport. So it looks like the APU is up. Oh, APU bleeds will come on. Fuel pumps will come on. You hear the fans going. External power is disconnected. Let's do a quick look outside, see if there's anybody around us that we're going to interfere with. Nope. Looks clear. Alright, so we'll get the jetway pulled. We've signed off on the load sheets. Come down here, lock the cabin door. Jetway is moving away.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 5556 with service to Rome. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 26 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are not shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, prepare cabin for departure.
We're going to set the speed at 220, which is our restriction. Not what I wanted to do. I gotta do this again. And that will be 220. Again, we have no restriction on altitude, so we're going to set that to our cruise of 370. It's time to get going. Frankfurt traffic, QANTAS 5556, pushing back, stand Alpha 21, facing south.
Lufthansa 5 Echo Romeo 6, loading on runway 18 via November 5, November.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Understood. Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes are released.
Pushing back.
Put the igniters over to ignition and engine start. Fuel pumps are on, beacon is on. And we are good to start our push.
LTU 2110, taxiing 18 via November.
Oh, big airplane coming in there. And push has started. We're going to go tail to the left so that we're facing out.
All ground equipment is clear. You can start the engines at your discretion.
Please direct your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate the safety features of our aircraft.
Starting engine number 1.
You will notice a light illuminated above your seat. When this light is illuminated, please fasten your seatbelts low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another and tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. We suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight.
Yeah, Nick, if you're ready, you can go.
There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. Please take a few moments now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, floor-level lighting will guide you towards the exit. In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. To start the
Frankfurt traffic, QANTAS 2021, pushing back from stand Alpha 21.
Strap if necessary and breathe normally.
Alright, so we're going to stop here.
Oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure
The
your
push
mask
is
on
complied.
first and
Please
then
set the
assist
brakes.
others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises
Parking
you
brake
to
set.
proceed to
Understood.
Oh,
Okay,
get
so
some
the airbags
heavy
removed and the pin is out.
frame rate.
Good engine
Hits
starts
here.
from down here, and I see you on the right hand side with the pin.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks, have a good flight, and we'll see you later.
Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest,
Sure
pull
exactly
firmly
what's
on the right
causing
cord
that.
only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpieces for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and light. If necessary, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion from the seat, slip your arms into the straps, and hug the cushion to your
Well, let's
chest.
see how that does.
Once again, all devices must be in airplane mode, and your larger devices must be turned off
Alright,
and stowed at the seat
engine
line.
one,
Please securely stow your personal
good start.
items.
Going out
Make
for
sure
engine
your
number
seatbelts
2.
are fastened in seatbacks and
I'm really taking hits here. Let's see. Not a lot I can change at the moment while in the stream. Hopefully it'll clear up, and it's just because we're here busy at Frankfurt, but could be my internet connection at the moment as well. Alright, and that's that engine up and running. Yeah, it could be a bad internet day for me. Alright, igniters can go back to normal. APU bleed and APU coming off. So probe and window heats coming on. Headings and altimeters. Altimeters are set 1009, set cross-checked. Standby altimeter set 1009. Radios and avionics are set. Autopilot is set. Flight directors are on both sides. Auto brake set to max, flap set to 1. And we will do our flight controls. So down 1.0, full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left, full right, neutral. Just checking some stream stats. Seems to be green right now. It seems to be working all right. Was having some connection issues, it looks like, or at least bandwidth issues. All right, so we're ready to go. So taxi light on, and we are currently on November 5. So we're going to taxi November 5, then November
Traffic,
to 18.
Frankfurt traffic, Qantas 2021, taxiing via November to runway 18.
Frankfurt traffic, Qantas 5556, taxiing November 5, November to runway 18. Alright, cabin's ready to go.
Radio check.
Loud and clear. Alright, so a little bit of power. There's Nick ahead, he's starting to move.
Lufthansa 2 pop out on long final on runway 25 left.
Come off the flight controls, TL config check is done, and we'll ding the cabin crew once we're on November.
Altitude 2110, lining up behind runway 18.
So the stream looks a little bit smoother at the moment. I'm hoping it's just because it's really busy here at Frankfurt. Here's November. We're basically going to follow this all the way down to runway 18. Coming. Looks like they're landing on 25 and taking off 18. Which is actually pretty good because the runways do not cross here at Frankfurt, so there's no issue with conflict. I'll do the cabin crew. And there we are. So you can see Frankfurt is a big airport. Let's get back on the line here. So if you haven't seen the or heard my explanation in the first stream of the series, we are recreating the route that Qantas used to fly London to Sydney in reverse back in the 30s and 40s before we had big jet airliners. And it is 10 legs. Would have taken 5 days to get from London to Sydney. Morning flight and afternoon flight. They'd stop for lunch somewhere, refuel, service the airplane. All the guests would be treated to a lovely lunch, and then they'd overnight after the afternoon flight. Wouldn't be cheap because you'd be paying for 5 nights hotel accommodation along with your airfare. So a little while ago on EasyJet Sim Pilot's channel, we did a ferry flight from Hamburg to Sydney, bringing new A320s down there. And it got me thinking, what would it be like to do this the other way? So this is doing it the way they did it back then. Quite the taxi down here. See, the weather's a bit better than when we did the second attempt to get here for leg 1. I had crashed the desktop the first time, so we redid it, and it was in the beginning of the storm that was hitting Europe, and made for an interesting flight. That was just a few days ago.
Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 2, Papa Hotel on final, runway 25 left.
I think we're down in the big cargo area here. Livestream is stabilized a little bit now that we got him out of the terminal area with all the aircraft and stuff. I'm not sure it was the sim. I think it was other internet issues at the moment. At least the weather has improved, and it is not raining out.
Qantas 2021 lining up for 1 word.
So it'd be nice if the model monitoring worked properly and we could see Nick in his Qantas livery. But
Frankfurt traffic Lufthansa 2 Hotel 3 at runway 25 left.
it is what it is. Here's the runway. Frankfurt traffic, Qantas 5556 lining up runway 18 behind departing company aircraft. Alright, let's get ourselves lined up. So, lights will come on. Strobe lights will come on. Taxi light to take off. Weather radar comes on. PD West comes on. Transponder comes on. Ground spoilers are armed. And we'll start moving out. Blast shields there. Giving him about 2 minutes for spacing. Just got about another 30 seconds. So speed is set, altitude is set, and we are good to go. So throttle's up to 50%. And holding. Frankfurt traffic, Qantas 5556 departing runway 18 to the south. Brakes are off, and throttles to flex. Man flex, SRS, and runway. It's 100 knots. V1, rotate, Watch that wind. Gear up. Getting a really good push from that wind there. Let's keep climbing. Thrust levers to climb. Nose down to 10 degrees. To accelerate. I'm going to start turning on course. Degrees. Really wants to nose down for acceleration. We've been discussing this, a few of us, and it seems like the flaps have way too much drag. So I'm gonna go flaps up now, and you'll see this, she just starts to accelerate like crazy. There she goes. Go autopilot on, we'll intercept the course. There she goes. We're going to hold 220 until we pass red. And it looks like Euro control has come up. We'll have to contact them when we pass 24,500. There's icing warnings. Icing on. Over to standard pressure. Coming up for red in 5 miles. I'll just start accelerating away now. Coming up for 10,000 feet. So landing lights will come off and taxi light will come off. Let the people move around. Everything is set in the back.
This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee.
There we go.
We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners.
Now we're climbing out.
Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
So it looks like Euro control went offline again. So we won't worry about them until they actually contact us. And everything is looking good. So we're above 10,000 feet, so the climb rate gets a little bit more reasonable. We're accelerating up to 290. Passing 12,500 feet. Dial you back and set you at 40 miles for the weather. And you see the top part of our route here. So just on the other side of this left turn is where Switzerland is. And we'll get there eventually. Not sure if we're going to get good views today. Definitely got some cloud out here. So we got a nice couple layers of cloud. And of course we've got icing all over the aircraft again. But there's definitely some interesting cloud formations out here. All right, 18,000 feet. So I'm going to give you guys a little view outside as we fly along, put on a little bit of music, and once we're in the cruise there'll be a little bit of light entertainment as well as the cabin service from the crew. I will also be in the chat if you want to get a hold of me there. So we will talk to you again as we get ready for our descent to Rome. See you in a bit.
That roof was a healthy difference. Little Bo Peep had lost her sheep while out in the meadow green. They wandered close by some wolves who were sly, and soon by these wolves they were seen. Nasty old wolves dressed one of their kind to look like Little Bo Peep. Out he did go with one thought in mind, to capture the poor little sheep. What cowards! What fiends! What lamb chops!
Please return to the seat as the seatbelt sign is now on.
Mighty Mouse is off.
Hey guys, welcome back to the flight deck. So we're going to start getting ready for our approach and arrival into Rome. We're 250 miles out. If we pull up the approach, we don't really have any hard restrictions on the arrival. We're still looking at the ILS for runway 21, or sorry, the ILS 15. We have to intercept at 3,000 feet. We do have some mountains. We got 10,000 minimum. So we're going to aim for 10,000 by RA421. And at Gittod here we have to be at 250 knots. So if we look at our top of descent, never used this, so our target altitude of 10,000 feet, we got to start at about 85 miles out. Do we have that waypoint in here? Yeah, 241. So it's 28 miles after that, so call that 30, and we want 85. So we're going to want to start that, say 55 miles from Gittod. We still got a bit to go, but we can start taking a look and setting up the rest of our stuff. So our approach, I'll bring it up on the Navigraph here. So here's our approach. We're going to come in on Gittod, and we're doing the 2 Gulf. So we're going to fly down here for 10,000 feet, and we come across, and this is the 2 Gulf out to the CMP VOR, which we will dial in, and then basically from there it's a straight shot into the runway with various speed restrictions as we go, and it's a 3,000 foot intercept as mentioned. If we look at the ILS plate, you can see 3,000 feet, and at D 8.3, so 8.3 miles out, we should intercept the glide slope. So pretty straightforward. What we are going to do now is tune in these 2 VORs, the CMP VOR and the Rome VOR. And then we'll make sure our ILS frequency is in as well. So over to the RadNav page. There's a frequency in there, 10055. That is correct. And we're going to put in the 2 VORs. So it's 111.4. That's the CMP VOR. We'll see if these are now working. And 110.8 is the Rome VOR. So we'll throw that in number 2. Like so. So now we're going to go grab the weather. Still no ETC on down here, so we're going to be on our own again. So back over, and it should just pop up when it comes in. It's not very busy. There's a couple aircraft scheduled to depart. Or 1 aircraft scheduled to depart, and 2 aircraft inbound, which is myself and Nick. There's a couple over at the other airport. There's 2 airports at Rome, 1 on the coast, 1 further inland. We're going to the one that's further inland. So there's the METAR. We will print and grab that. Take a look at it. So at 1550, so that's about 35 minutes ago, 180 at 8 knots, fuse clouds at 2000, broken at 3500. So the weather's not bad. It's just a fairly decent south wind, which isn't too bad. So we'll put in the information here, 1016. QNH, temperature of 14 degrees. Winds 180 at 8. And the transition altitude is 6,000 feet. And our MDA for this one will be 720. Minimum descent altitude of 720 and 1016. So we'll put 1016 in the standby. There we go. So that information is now all entered in. And you can see we're pretty overcast here. We are over the Alps. You might have noticed that it, oh, that got knocked off. You might have noticed that it was very, very bumpy out here. Actually, just calm down a bit. We'll give everyone one last chance to use the facilities. And then we'll get everyone ready to buckle up for landing.
Flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when needed in case of unexpected turbulence.
So, bouncing around like crazy over those hills. It's not a lot of fun. It's been a pretty decent flight so far. Definitely not a lot to see out today. Sun is starting to go down. It is I think they're an hour ahead, so I think it's coming up for 5:30 p.m. So we just be landing in time for a nice late dinner by the time we get the aircraft settled and get out of the airport. But really nothing but clouds out there right now. So if you saw at the beginning of the stream when we were on the ground in Frankfurt, I had a lot of drop frames. I wasn't seeing it on my end in the sim, so it was definitely an internet issue. It's been good for a while now. Not sure what happened there. Well, we'll soon be starting our descent down. We're currently about 20 miles due east of Bologna. You can see that 100 knot wind that we're dealing with right now. That's part of that storm that's been coming through Europe. Looking really bad. Well, it seems to be starting to clear. I think most of it is through. It's getting a lot of these very high winds now. You can see the crab angle we're at here. It's about almost 14 degrees. We're having to crab to maintain our direction. I'll turn that anti-ice off while we're here. I don't need that now. We're through the clouds. You can see the airport's now coming in. It's got that weird dog leg, but I'm not sure why that's there. Seem to be duplicating. If I look at the chart, so we should go Tiber, of course, Tiber River, CMP 412. We should not be going back to that CMP. So will it let me? Clear it. If I go into this mode, no, that's where I was. Clear. No, we're just gonna have to go direct. Then 407, which is 412, 407, which is correct. And Lockheed. So after this one, where we're heading to 412, we'll just go direct to 407 after that, and that should take that loop out. It's a shame we can't go in and clear some of these things. About 40, 50 miles from descent. And it's nice about the clouds, but you can see how we're rocking here. Definitely got some turbulence from the terrain that we're over and the high winds. 104 now. That's pretty crazy. Oop, sorry, just realized I have left that on. Get rid of that. Yeah, Nick, I'm doing the 2G just to give me a little bit of extra space and room to line up for when I do the flaps. I was just looking at the Discord, and apparently I'm not sure what version, but it's even worse now. So I want to give myself an extra few miles to be able to correct that. So it will be the Gitod to Golf arrival. You see those winds are picking up even more. 110 knots. 111 flashing there. Wow. We're almost up to a 15 knot crab here, or 15 degree crab. Absolutely crazy winds. Alright, so we'll give ourselves some wiggle room. We'll descend a little bit earlier. Then when we pass Dipvo here, and we'll start down to 10,000. And we want to be at 10,000 again at RA 421. You can kind of see through the clouds a little bit. I think it's a fairly thin layer up here. So we're going to go for a 270 knot descent speed. Right at about 1,500 feet per minute to start. We're bouncing around again. Alright, well, we're making that turn, so we'll start down. .1,500 feet, and we'll come back on the throttles. We're going to want to control that speed. Traffic QANTAS 5556 leaving flight level 370 for flight level 100 for the approach into Rome. My radios got reset. I don't know how that happened. Just happened to look over at vPilot. It's odd. Traffic QANTAS 5556 leaving flight level 370 for flight level 100 for the approach into Rome. See our ground speed slowed down to 382. Just with that little bit of a 109 knot headwind there, it's really impacting us. So it should be cloudy in Rome, but no rain. Yeah, we got the crab angle going here. True 15-degree crab now. And the speed will slowly climb up as we descend. Some darker cloud to the left. So we'll be flying over it anyway. So we got 58 miles. We got to drop 22,000 feet. We're going to increase to 1,800 now. And we'll just keep adjusting as we head downwards. Definitely see how turbulent it is. Alright, so we're almost down into the 20,000s. That's when I put on the seatbelt sign. So everyone gets settled in and gets the cabin crew ready and prepared for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign is now turned on, so it is time to return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
I'm going to turn the weather or the terrain radar on this side just to clear the weather. I've got it up on the other one so I can see what's coming. It's 28,000 feet. So there's the two airports here. There's Fiumicino and Campino. We're going to the Campino airport. Not a big one. I think the other one is the main airport. That's all good. Yeah, you can definitely see down through the cloud layer here. Or at least this side part of it. And when we get to the airport, it's going to be an exit to the right. 13,000 feet to go. And 250 knots is the max. Speed all the way back. Traffic Skyways 5556 on the Gitod 2 Gulf, arrival for Rome Campino, descending through flight level 232. Having the speed back, so speed brakes will come out. See that ridiculous loop it's put in there. Alright, so that 10,000 is kind of a minimum height. And then it's after timber we can go down to 6,000. But we got a speed restriction at timber of 230. Yeah, looks like we're definitely going into the clouds. The anti-icing on now, let everything heat up. There's that thin layer we went through. It's 20,000 feet. About a quarter on the speed brakes. A little bit of power. Fully retract. Alright, we're 10 miles from 421, 18,000 feet. So we are high. I'm going to go to 20. We're going to speed back to 23. Get the speed brakes out a little bit more. Going to get that altitude down. since we're down. Approach mode. I don't want it doing that. Just screwed up the whole approach. It's fine, we'll do it manually. Shouldn't have played with that like that. Alright, we'll turn towards Timber now. See if I can get this to play nice. Go direct to Timber. Yes, you will. Thank you. $13,000 feet. Full on the spoilers. See if I can get the engines to cooperate here. Spooling up. That, and we're in the cloud. Man, did that lighting ever change quickly. There's Timber at 10,000. Speed's coming back to 230. We're turning for CMP. That will drop us to 6,000. I think that was rain I was just feeling there. 10,000. So landing systems will come on. Stop that. VORs, are you working again? Yes, you are.
Rome. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to
landing
select
lights.
crash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also
Roll
store
on.
any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or
Wow.
under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi
That's a pretty wild sky out there.
larger electronics.
Alright, so we're going to head direct to 407 after CMP. I'm going to hold 6,000 feet until 407. After CMP, we've got a speed restriction of 210. So the engines can come up. Go into climb mode. Speed back. ready for the next direct 2, and it's going to be direct to 407. After we make the turn here, zoom in a little bit. 3.8 miles from the CMP VOR, 22 miles from the Rome VOR. And nothing to see here. We're in the cloud. Alright, let's pick up the localizer. There's the turn to 412. And we're actually now going to tell it, no, I want you to go direct to 407. There we go. I don't know why my speed is up. Let's bring you in. Go into manage mode. Start slowing down. Percent to 3,000 feet. We'll switch over to pressure 1016. Let's confirm that. 1016. There we go. Set and checked. Beginning our approach. There we are. Popping out, and there is Rome below us. So we'll start getting our speed back here. I don't know how it climbed so high. So 230, so flaps 1. Okay, no balloon. Oh, there's a huge speed drop. Set up there. Flaps 2. And gear down. Speed brake is armed. Speed is coming back. Flaps 3. 7.8 miles out. All lights are on. Landing gear down, 3 green. Radar altimeter is now reporting. Rome has very rolling hills, 7 of them I think, that the city is built on, so I'm sure that altitude will go up and down. Rome traffic, Qantas 5556 established the ILS runway 15, 6 miles final. Very, very eerie sky, that orangey glow. Cabin. Go around altitude is set. And 4 miles. We will go to flaps 3. Our flaps full. Is flaps full? And we will go auto brake 1 or low. Three miles. Winds are down to 6 knots.
1,000.
Landing inhibit. Continue.
Above. 500. Minimum.
Landing. Whoa, it's a little firm. Didn't quite pull back enough on that one. 60 knots. Taxiway is closed. Going right down to the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rome. The local time is 6:05 p.m. and it's currently about 14 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final
Rome traffic, Qantas 5556 is clear, runway 15.
We encourage you to check your itinerary.
Alright, flaps up.
Continuation of your journey.
Ground spoilers disarmed. Weather radar off. PWS is off. Transponder is in standby. Landing lights off. Taxiway turn off lights off. Strobe lights off. Taxi to take off. We will start the APU just in case we need it. And let's check out gates. Alright. head in. There's Nick coming in.
Repeat, no traffic, Qantas 2021, establish 15.
Oh, he wants to put me there, but I'm not going to go there. And we're going to go in here on, was it Alpha Hotel? Skidding action there. And we're basically going to go just straight ahead. I think they do everything via air stairs here. But there is gate 411 directly ahead here. That's where we're going to go. Right there. So jump back inside. There we go. Got lost in my buttons. Parking brake is set. Thrust levers are at idle. Let's get the taxi light off. Follow blinding. Ground power. We do not have ground power here, so we're going to use the APU. So electrical power is established. Engine's coming off. And then we can go through after we close this. Take you off. Beacons can come off. Let's go over to here. Let's see if this will actually call up air stairs for us. Nope. What we can do is, we can't call for baggage yet. Oh yeah, there we go, baggage. Let's see if they have any baggage coming out for us. No. Oh well. I guess it has to be available on the ramp. So, while we'll see Nick there coming in, I'm going to leave you with this one. Thanks for joining us on leg 2. This was the afternoon of day one. This is the second flight, so everyone's going to go to a hotel here in Rome. And tomorrow we head off on our day 2 of the trip, which will be next Friday's stream. So we'll see you next time. Bye for now.